tutoring is great. It just makes people know who you are. And it seems to be right now, it's to make yourself different between you and 50 other people. Your name is going to make that difference because you have a lot of same similarities as everyone else.
I started out, I think I mentioned this, as a college intern tutor. I know Evelyn. See, I remember, because Evelyn was a college intern tutor at Philadelphia. For how many years, Evelyn?
Still there.
You're still there? See, I remember. And so I absolutely believe that if that is going to gain you some experience, and usually the kids that you're going to tutor are the students that need the tutoring. And so if anything else, it gets your feet wet and you learn to work with real life students that have needs. And so if you can work through that and you're successful at it, then that's one more positive experience for you. And you get to see, can I survive this, right? Another semester or whatever it is. So I think it's absolutely good. A good idea. There are also other opportunities. I know at our district we have the ACES program, which is after school tutoring. So it's not necessarily just during the school day, it could be after school. And we had a ton of positions fly for that this year. And so anything that is going to get you that real life experience, that is going to get you noticed, and that when you are up against somebody else for a teaching position or for whatever else, and if that is what's going to set you apart, then that could be just the thing to get you that job.
And you do, the principals advocate for you if you're tutoring. I had a conversation a couple weeks ago with a principal that basically was telling me that he had 2 retirements and he was wondering when, when he was going to be able to select his teacher, who was he going to get. And with the layoff, he's basically going to get somebody off the reemployment list. And so he goes, well, I have this wonderful student teacher and I have this tutor, they're great, I really want to hire them, they fit our school culture, he was just going on and on and on. But he didn't hear me, you're going to get somebody off the reemployment list. And that's out of my control. Those are rules that are governed by head code. And so, but the principals really, really do. When you work at the sites and you get your face out there and you're doing what's right for kids and you're putting in the extra work, the principals really advocate for you. So just know that's a huge incentive when you're able to get out there and support school. On the counseling side, I don't know where you guys are at in completing your program, but I would be talking to some of my professors here and looking at trying to get a group of 5 people together and writing a grant for a district, or do something creative, thinking out of the box, so you can go in and support a group of schools, so that you can find some type of federal funding or something out there that where you could go in and provide resources for the families and other things, because there's thousands of grants out there that go unclaimed every year. And so if you get a group of 5 counselors and say, we're going to go in and support these 3 schools, and this is how we're going to do it, and this is why we're selecting these particular schools, and you look at the data for those schools and write a grant, you never know. It's a long shot, but again, it's getting your face out there, and the great thing about it is you get to fund your salary out of the grant. So that's thinking out of the box a little bit, but it beats, at least you would be doing what you're building your resume towards what you're going to do in the long run. And you might have to take a different route. You might have to sub for a while and get some experience subbing. You might have to go back and get a different teaching credential. If you're multiple subject, you might have to take the CSET in an area that you feel you're strong in. It's just think out of the box a little bit.
Hopefully those times are going to change. When those times change, then you go to where you go there for. The one thing you said, Derek, was really something I learned when working with Ron, is that when we hired people at Santa Fe, we expected you to know your subject matter. We hired you based on the culture of school, would you fit in our culture? If you come with a math degree, we expect you to be an expert at that. But are you going to fit in with everyone else and the movement that we made at Santa Fe to make sure the kids were kept moving forward? So those are things too, by going back and doing your research about the school. Find out about the school. Read their mission, read their plan to find out about that. One last big no-no, don't do, is watch out what you put on Facebook and social network. You gotta really think about stuff that goes on there. Because I want to tell you, I look up people that's coming up. If there's stuff, inappropriate things, then you're not gonna be running and hiring.
So I just let a coach go because of what was on Facebook. So just know that, you do go and check it out.
I let a counselor go a couple years ago.
Yeah.
For the same thing. So, I want to add something real quick for the counselor, for me personally. Counselors, to me, are the most difficult people to supervise at the school. Only for the reason is teachers, I go in and I can evaluate their lesson, and I can sit down with them. But counselors, you don't afford that luxury because counselors are having confidential conversations with kids. And so it makes it kind of difficult sometimes. What I would, lost my train of thought here for a second. The gal that we had last year who was an intern, she was doing her hours, and she did it for the first semester. Second semester, she asked me if she could come back and just do 1 day a week for, on her own. And, I said, there's no pain involved or anything like that. She knew that, but that was something that she wanted to do. And, that made a huge impression on me, the fact that she came back 1 time a week. And, she came in and she said, I love these kids. These kids are they're like my own, and she was a young gal. And the thing that was nice, I was glad that she said that, but what made more of an impression on me was the fact that when she left after the first semester, the kids would come to me saying, where is she? I won't say what her name is, but where is she? I really, want to know where she's at. So that for me is like okay, we've got something here. By the time the end of the year came, I absolutely loved her as a counselor. Had I had an opening, I would have done everything I could to talk to my HR person and say, I'll go through the motions, but I know who I want. I want this gal. Okay, so it was nice that she volunteered that time, but she connected with the kids. And one of the suggestions I might make is that if you end up doing some kind of volunteer intern stuff, you might want to look at elementary or middle. That's just my opinion only, they may disagree with me. Counselors are so different in high school than they are in middle and elementary. In high school, you have a tendency to do a lot of schedule changes, making sure kids are on track to graduate and everything like that. At my school, when I talked to Rick last year, I said, you and I can make a schedule change. As bonehead as I am on a computer, even I can figure out how to put a kid in a different class. I need counselors who can talk to kids. Okay, I need counselors who can sit in there and help these kids. Know your laws. Understand DPS and how they work. Understand confidentiality, okay? Because, I tell you, as much as I think I know, my counselor knows it inside out. And there's times when something will happen, I'll go to her and I'll say, Ron, where am I at with this one? Before I call Debbie at the district, I'm going to say, Ron, where am I at? And by God, she's boom, 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 boom. And she knows it, and she's on it. Okay, that's how important counselors are. Okay? But I'm looking for counselors who can talk to kids. Okay? Really get down to their level. And, I'm sure Pomona's in the same situation. We have a lot of needy kids.
Yeah.
We got a lot of families that we need kids.
We actually have at our K-8 schools, the K-8 principals are now on me and going, when are we going to get a counselor? And so, it's unfortunate right now that the budget